Hey girls, so I wanted to just explain your nutrition guide real quick and your eating plan. I want you guys to make sure that you read through this. I know it takes a little bit of time, so take 5 minutes here, 5 minutes there. Even if you're going to the bathroom, I don't care, whatever you want. And read through it front to back because this will answer most of your questions about the 21-day fix. I know that you'll probably have some other questions, so if it's a question that you think someone else can learn from, post it to the group and I'll answer it so that way other people can see it as well. But if you have specific questions, please reach out to me. On the app, if you tap on my picture, it'll pop up with an option to call me, text me, or email me, and you're free to use any of those. Just so you know, that's what I'm here for, to help coach you guys through the program because I've been through it a few times now. And I'll probably, hopefully, be able to answer the question. And if I don't have an answer right away, I'll figure it out and help you with that. A few things that I wanted to point out in your book that I want you to cover is first, do your container calculator. I just added the file, so you can go up there if you don't have your book yet, and you'll be able to put in your current weight. There's like a little algorithm that helps you figure out what bracket you're going to be in and how many containers you get for each day. The containers are color-coded for different food groups, and so your book will explain all of that, and I'll try to explain it this week as well. But a few things. On page 70, there's a little restaurant food. A lot of you asked last time, what do I do if I want to go out to eat this weekend, or I have someone's birthday coming up, or the hardest thing for me is when friends want me to go out for a drink. Refer to this page because it will be very helpful for you. And I want you to remember that the whole point of the 21-day fix is to learn our portions and how much of each food groups we get each day, and it's flexible. That's what I've loved about it, because it takes a couple weeks to kind of really get it ingrained in as a habit. But once you start learning, okay, I've had 3 of my red containers already today, which means I get 1 or 2 more. What can I choose off of the dinner menu that has, 1 or 2 servings of protein with it? Or I need a few more greens. What can I get in my day to get another 1 or 2 servings of vegetables? So it's not meant to take away your life. It's meant to give you a life and give you the freedom, because you know how to eat healthy and you can make those decisions when you do go out to eat, or your mother-in-law or your grandma makes lasagna for dinner or something like that. So check that out. Also, right after that, page 72, there's another sample eating plan. And what I wanted to show you guys is something that I have found helpful in my meal planning, because I'm not the best meal prepper as far as making a whole week's meal in advance. It doesn't work that well for my family to make like all of my lunches and all of the dinners ahead of time. But what I have found, a few things that I have found that have worked for me, because I know like with Catherine, that's been working really well to meal prep all of her, or at least the majority of her meals. For me, what helps is that I pick 2 options, like for breakfast, because that's easy for me to take the thought out of every morning. So for me, I like to do oatmeal one morning, and then the next morning I like to do eggs. Sometimes I do oatmeal and eggs if I have enough time. And funny fact, I never used to make eggs for breakfast. I used to always have cereal if I even had breakfast. Because I thought eggs took forever to cook. And before I did my first 21-day fix, I probably had oatmeal like 5 times in the past year, because I'm not an oatmeal person. But once I learned what a real portion was, and that it wasn't that much, I learned to like it, because it's a lot better for me than having a bowl of sugary cereal or something. So for me, that made it really simple. I have like 2 or 3 options for breakfast that I normally do. Sometimes I switch it up on the weekends when we make pancakes for the kids or something like that. But find a couple things that you like that sound good to you that you could eat every other morning, and just keep it simple. Maybe it's one multigrain English muffin, like half of it, because that counts as one of your yellows, and maybe it's a couple eggs on top because you like egg sandwiches or you love Egg McMuffin, so that will be your healthy Egg McMuffin with a little sprinkle of cheese on top, and then maybe a little side of fruit. And then for lunch, what I found is that I do the same thing. I either do leftovers from the night before, and then I add a few things, whatever I have around with it to make it a meal, or I do just a simple spinach salad where I do a couple cups of spinach, and then I do like some sliced rotisserie chicken or whatever it is, whatever kind of protein I have, or hard-boiled eggs, some avocado, and I throw it in. I use a little olive oil, a couple teaspoons for my dressing with pepper, and it's easy peasy. And I can prep the spinach part ahead of time, so I'll just put a couple, like 2 cups of spinach in 3 different Pyrex bowls, and then sometimes I'll put the other toppings on that don't make it soggy, and then I have most of it prepped ahead of time. So I just wanted to give you guys some ideas of when you start meal prepping, but those are 2 easy things to start with before you have your nutrition guide if you're trying to think of how I'm going to do this, because the key to being successful at this is to find something that works for you. Don't overcomplicate it. Keep it simple. If you want to have breakfast for dinner some night, go for it. Make it easy. If you just want to have, like grilled chicken and a few roasted veggies for dinner, do that, because that's going to be easier to continue. You don't have to make some huge elaborate meal every night, unless you want to, unless you really enjoy that. So yeah, if you have any questions, let me know. And then I think those were the main things I wanted to tell you guys. The other thing that I wanted to pop in, and for my girls who are continuing on from last month, I want you to read page 76 again. This is what to eat after your 21 days is over, after your first fix. This is about finding your caloric needs for weight maintenance. And what I would really suggest is maybe for this week, figure that out and just maintain your weight this week, unless you're doing all right losing the weight. But if you're finding that you're getting extremely hungry, it's not good to continue eating at a calorie deficit for a long time, because it can actually do more harm for your body than good. So maybe figure that out this week. Go to your weight maintenance plan and figure out what that is at this point, and then recalculate for next week if you're trying to lose more weight, what your new weight loss plan is for how many containers, just to give yourself a little break before we jump in again next week, because I don't want you to burn out. So I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll be trying to share some more tips on the meal prepping and the meal planning. And don't get discouraged or think that you need to have it perfect right away, because I'm still working on it, and it's going to get easier. And you will figure out ways that work specifically for you and for your lifestyle and for your family's needs, whatever that looks like. And you'll find things that you like and things that become easy. I loved what Laura wrote in last month's group, where she said that now when she's packing her lunches, it's easy for her to pack healthy snacks because it's just become a habit and she doesn't have to think about it. And that just makes me so excited, because that's what the whole purpose of this is about, so that we take a few weeks or maybe a couple months and we start developing these habits, so that later we don't have to think about it, and that being healthy isn't something that we have to put a ton of time into, because we've developed such a good discipline and a good habit with it. So have a great Tuesday. Bye, guys.